What's up, guys? Eli here for an album review today. I know I don't do these real often, and when I do, I pick some obscure album or demo or whatever from 5 or 10 years ago that no one really cares about. And so what I decided to do was I just decided to start to review current albums. I think that's more important in the world of reviewing, and I'm going to start here. So I used to have a blog years and years ago where I wrote reviews, obviously. Well, not obviously, you didn't know that, but I wrote reviews for albums, and I had certain labels. Sometimes they would send me physical copies. Sometimes, most often, they would just send me like digital downloads, which is fine. It's nice to get something for your effort, but whatever. So there's this label out of India called Transcending Obscurity Records. Very, very cool label. So they started sending me digital promos like that, when they were still a really small label, and it's been really, really cool to watch them grow. And to be honest, I kind of stopped blogging kind of at the tail end of when they started sending me promos. So I've been downloading them and listening to them for the past, not all of them, but a few here and there. I've been listening to them for like the past 8 years or so, just kind of like, man, what am I gonna do with this? Like, I really want to do something with these, these albums they're sending. I mean, they literally send me a download link to every single album they release. And you might be familiar with the label. It's a very cool label, mostly death metal, some black metal, and some other various things. But yeah, label out of India. They just keep getting bigger and bigger, and then they really, really kill it with their physical product. They do some physical. Their physical product is almost like none that I've ever seen. It's almost like in quality, it's almost like a step above almost everyone else. The packages they do, I mean, just amazing. Definitely check them out. They have a U.S. web store too, so you don't have to order directly from India, which is awesome. Join me for my breakfast of 8,000 milligrams of caffeine and generalized anxiety. So the album and band we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about the new album, and by the way, it's not out yet, but we're going to talk about the new album from Moriemur. I'll leave a link below and everything, because I'm not even sure I pronounced that right. So Moriemur are a doom death band out of, I guess it's called Czechia now. It's not, I thought it was the Czech Republic. I think it's now called Czechia, but anyways. Doom death band out of Czechia. This is their 4th album. It is not out yet. I'm doing this review anyway because I've been listening to it a lot lately, and I just want to record my thoughts, I guess you could say. It's not actually out until April 8th, so it's not out for a few months. I hope you guys don't. I hope you don't completely forget about it before then. But so this is their 4th full-length album, and I have listened to a little bit of them in the past. They were kind of on my radar. What's cool about this band is they seem to. I don't know if they do it on every release, but most releases that I've noticed, they seem to choose a theme, and that theme would be like they'll choose like a different period in time in like a different country. So this time they're doing. This is a Japanese themed album. I haven't read the lyrics; they're not available to me yet. I imagine hopefully once the album's out, they'll be available on Metal Archives, or hopefully they're in this, in the CD and vinyl and stuff like that. But I have not been able to read the lyrics, so I'm only going off sounds and pictures that I've seen. I know it's a Japanese themed album. I know that much. You can tell by the album cover and the track titles. So you put this on, and for me, I was pretty much interested right away. You put it on, and you don't hear any metal for at least the first few minutes. You hear kind of a gloomy, somber, atmospheric, mostly piano and other non-metal instruments going on for the first few minutes. So if you're more into metal and you're not so much into stuff like atmospheric, pianos and stuff like that, this might not be for you. But I'd say hold on, wait a couple of minutes. If you can't wait a couple of minutes, this definitely isn't for you. But yeah, it's at least a couple of minutes before the metal kicks in. The piano's still playing, but then you're getting these heavy doom riffs and these really anguished vocals. I think for me, I think I think the star of this album, and I hate to say that because I hate to choose the singer because the musicians on this album are incredible. But what I really noticed was the singer. Instead of getting a death metal singer like you would probably expect from a doom death album, and he is that sometimes. You do get some death metal vocals, but you also get, most of the time even, you get these anguished, tortured vocals that almost remind me of something from like a depressive black metal album. Some of these vocals would not sound out of place on like a Bethlehem album, or let's just say like something like Bethlehem, or Lifelover even. So along the lines of that, very anguished and tortured, and even the music at times. While I would consider this a doom death album, I would say this is an album that not only doom death fans would enjoy, but also like fans of like depressive black metal, like the bands I just named, like Lifelover, Bethlehem, and even Master's Hammer. I'm not just saying that because they're from the same country, because they are. The vocals even remind me. I think he probably, maybe he grew up with Master's Hammer and he's drawing some inspiration from that band. But the vocals and music wise too, I'm almost reminded of a little bit of like that second Master's Hammer album. So this is like a doom death album, but also fans of like I said, Lifelover, Bethlehem, even My Dying Bride. I think you could really like this, and if you're a fan of Master's Hammer, like the second Master's Hammer album. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a metal album, but there's lots and lots of non-metal instrumentation. They brought in, and they've done this on their past albums too, they brought in outside musicians. So I mean, there's violins here, violas, harps, some Japanese instruments that I can't pronounce. Pianos, stuff like that. It's very grand, and it's a very huge, almost cinematic sounding album, but not quite. But yeah, I honestly, I've never said this before this early on in the year in my life, but this is, and yes, this is the only 2022 release I've heard so far, but I can honestly say this is going to be a contender. If I were to do like a top 10 this year, and maybe I will, this would be a strong contender for my number one album this year. It's actually really that good. So I'm gonna conclude this review now, but I am going to remind you guys of this album as it comes out. In case you missed this review, I want to still promote this because first of all, I don't know how many views this review is gonna get. Might not get very many. This album deserves better than that. So, and even if you do watch it, you might forget. The album's not out for 3 more months, so you might forget about it before then. So I'm going to remind you. That way, if it's something that you're interested in, maybe it's something you'd go ahead and buy. I'm certainly going to buy a copy. What's cool about being a reviewer for this label is you do get a lifetime. Like, it's not a huge discount. I think it's like 10%, but still, that's something, right? I really want to get my hands on this album, so no one's paying me to do this. I'm not getting anything for free. Like I said, from Transcending Obscurity, I think I'm going to focus on doing at least maybe a couple reviews a month for that label, just because it's a label that I believe in. Like I said, they don't pay me anything. It's just a really, really cool label. The owner seems like a really good guy, and I just really want to support them. I've been enjoying them, enjoying watching them rise and become a little bit bigger every couple years. So it's been awesome. So yeah, at Moriemur, shit, dude, I don't even think I said the name of the album. The album is called, and it's in Japanese, so I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce it. Tamashii no Yama. Jesus Christ. I think I'll need to work on that in future reviews. Actually say the name of the album early on. That would be helpful. So anyways, at Moriemur, Tamashii no Yama. It is out April 8th of 2022, Transcending Obscurity Records. I'll leave links and everything, but in the meantime, go and check out this band's older work. I've only heard a little bit of it in the past, but I thought it was really fucking good, and think this album might be the best thing they've done. And honestly, yeah, I don't own anything from them, so I want to buy, and not only this album, but I want to go back and buy the other albums. It is really, really that good. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Have you heard this band yet? Are you familiar with Transcending Obscurity Records out of India? Very cool label, like I said. I think a lot of you have taken notice of that. It's not just me. So, anyways, guys, Louis says hello. He's here lurking in the background as always. And yeah, let's talk about this album. Let's talk about this band. You haven't heard the album yet, but anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll talk soon. Cheers.